Hello everyone, welcome back. So today, as you may have guessed by my fumbling around, we're doing another elemental video. This time, it is about one of my favorite alloying elements that I so far haven't really been able to alloy into anything, manganese. So manganese is the 25th element on the periodic table of elements. It is commonly used as an alloying agent, an alloying element in alloys like steel, bronze, stuff like that. Throughout history, it wasn't used too much because its first isolation was done fairly recently in human history. It's not like iron, where we've had it for a long time, or like copper, where we've had it even longer. But in the modern day and age, it is used in steel to alter its properties in certain ways to make it a little bit better to work with. I believe it helps with its hardenability, which isn't its hardness, but rather its ability to be hardened or softened by the heat treating process. I believe it's used for that anyway. What I intend to use it for is for alloying purposes myself. I'm planning on alloying it with some steel. In fact, you are going to see a meltdown video in which I at least try to add it to something. We'll see. We'll see what that something is. And it may have worked, it may not have worked. I don't really have a good way of being able to tell, but yeah, hopefully it worked. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, other uses of manganese include batteries, like this one I tried to extract the manganese dioxide from. Yeah, that aside though, just some interesting facts about it. It's not necessarily as toxic as, say, cadmium, thallium, mercury, or arsenic, but it can cause health problems in certain cases. Long-term exposure to it through inhalation, stuff like that, when it gets ingested, can cause some serious damage. Mainly to the neurological stuff. It can cause symptoms similar to Lou Gehrig's disease or Parkinson's disease. It tends to really mess with the nervous system. So long-term exposure through those means is usually done with people that work in refineries for manganese or other professional aspects of it. I still try to remain cautious just because I don't want that kind of stuff happening to me. But for the most part, it's with people that have long-term exposure to it rather than, let's say, spilling a drop on your hand or something like that. Whew. Yeah, some stuff is very toxic. Anyway, another fun fact about it is that it can have up to a +7 oxidation state. Which, by the way, manganese heptoxide, which is the +7 oxidation state, is extremely unstable. If you drop even the slightest bit of ethanol onto it, it has quite the explosion. Not obviously not like huge, but it's pretty big considering the amount that you put on there. If you soak a napkin in it, it can burst into flames. All sorts of stuff. I've seen a few other videos on it, and it is stuff that I do not want to mess with anytime soon. Also, I think I actually lack the means to produce it. But anyway, the manganese samples that I have are pretty oxidized. They kind of came that way. The edges weren't, but the faces certainly were. The edges have since tarnished a little bit in some places. In other places, because they were more fresh breaks, they were less tarnished. So there is a little bit of tarnishing going on, but the surfaces, you can see, when they oxidize, they kind of get that weird bubbly and kind of brownish leathery look. It looks pretty cool. I believe that's manganese dioxide, so that's the +2, I believe, oxidation state. I hope. Anyway, I don't claim to be a chemist, but yeah. So, I don't really have much more to say on that other than it kind of looks cool. It looks different. I've noticed from a few other metals that I've worked with. It looks a little bit whiter, I'd like to say, a little bit more dull and white. So I might be using it as a main component in an alloy at some point, just for that property. But we'll see. We will see. I will keep those plans on hold for now until I get better equipment. But until then, I have this nice, neat little bottle of manganese, which has some really cool colors in it, as you will see in this picture that I am going to go ahead and throw up. It's got some nice shiny parts, some nice dull parts, some more bluish shades, brownish shades, but yeah, all that to say that I really do like this element. Get it online, and yeah, I mean, it's decently cheap. You know, it's obviously not iron cheap, but it's pretty cheap. So anyway, with that, I fear I will be rambling on if I say too much more. So with that, I'll just end the video here and just say thank you for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.